In 1984, Margaret Thatcher removed the state support for the coal mining industry, threatening the livelihoods of tens of thousands of mining families across the UK. This triggered one of the longest and most bitter strikes in recent memory.
Increases almost all the social problems in a developed society. One cause, just one, a single overriding factor that makes almost everything worse. You name it, it's worse. Homicides, mental health, teenage births, obesity, imprisonment, drug dependence, social mobility, life expectancy, all are significantly worse by the effect of one thing. One! Who'd have thought it? And it's so simple.
And I think ultimately the competitiveness of our industry, the competitiveness of our exports, does not depend on our exchange rate. It depends on us having a highly skilled workforce, great innovation, good science, good business investment decisions. You know, that's ultimately what makes for great exports.
Once home to making Ford Transit vans, the Southampton factory is now a shell of its former self. Hundreds of jobs were lost in a shock closure almost 6 months ago, and despite efforts to prevent it, plans went ahead.
You know, and so we don't, as I say, try and have a particular exchange rate in mind. We have a floating currency. I think it's in Britain's interests that our friends on the continent of Europe do well.
Despite everyone banging on about it, the answer to everything is not, I repeat, not economic growth. See, the problem is we've all been looking in the wrong place. Throwing money at this, sticking a plaster over that, but it's all just patchwork, and really, really, really expensive patchwork at that. 29 million prescriptions for antidepressants were written in 1 year in the UK. Cost to NHS? 400 million. 400 million pounds.
But because I want to make sure in 10 years' time and 15 years' time we're still pulling oil and gas out of the North Sea, that brilliant industry in Aberdeen.
The World Economic Forum in Davos.